Freemium is such a concept that gradually becomes more popular nowadays. It's so intriguing that we decided to make a presentation about this concept, which is also mentioned in Chapter 5 in E-commerce Business Strategy Books 2016 version. Our presentation will have three parts. The first one is a case summary, and then the case question, and finally the implication to Vietnam e-commerce. Firstly, what is freemium? As you can see, it can be easily divided into two parts, the free and the premium. A freemium strategy is based on giving away some products or services for free while relying on a certain percentage of customers to pay for premium versions of the same products or service. And about Pandora, it is the internet's most successful radio service. In June 2015, over 250 million registered users and about 80 million active listeners. Pandora accounts for more than 45% of all internet radio listening hours. So how Pandora implemented freemium? Pandora's first strategy is to give away 10 hours of free access and then ask subscribers to pay $36 a month for a year after they use up their free 10 hours. The result was 100,000 people listened to their 10 hours for free and then refused to pay for the annual service. But then they decided to change, and the second freemium strategy of Pandora was in November 2005. Pandora introduced an ad-supported option. This was a risky move because Pandora had no ad server or accounting system, but it attracted so many users that in a few weeks it had a sufficient number of advertisers to pay for its infrastructure. However, there are many obstacles as well as challenges for freemium, especially nowadays. While freemium clearly has worked to grow companies like Pandora or LinkedIn and Dropbox, there is an ongoing debate about the effectiveness of the freemium strategy. Absent subscriber revenue, firms are forced to rely on advertising revenues. Moreover, Apple has led a recent push against freemium music streaming services like Pandora and Spotify. The heads of Universal Music Group and Sony Music both expressed skepticism of the long-term prospects of the freemium model in 2015. Also, in 2014, Taylor Swift, the famous singer, removed her entire catalog of music from Spotify in protest of the freemium, claiming that it devalued her music. So, when to effectively use freemium? When the product is easy to use and has a very large potential audience, preferably in the millions. Using a freemium strategy can be a very successful marketing tool because free features can have attractive user base. Freemium may work when a company has good long-term customer retention rates and the product produces more value over time. Freemium also works when a business can be supported by the percentage of customers who are willing to pay, like Pandora, especially when there are other revenues like advertising fees that can make up for shortfalls in subscriber revenues. Coming to the next part, our answers to the case question. The first question is, compare Pandora's original business model with its current business model. What's the difference between free and freemium revenue models? In its first business model, Pandora's service was free for new users for only 10 restricted hours, and then asked for subscription with fees in order to continue using the service. In the current model, it provides more access. Free users can use the service for free up to 40 hours per month, multiple subscription choices, and uses ads to pay for servicing the non-payers. It has found more success with Pandora One, a premium service, that provides higher quality streaming music, a desktop app, fewer usage limits, and most importantly, no advertising. Freemium revenue models offer customers a superior service in return for paying subscription fees, while free revenues models are typically based on advertising support. The second question is, what is customer value proposition that Pandora offers? Users can create multiple personal radio stations that play musical genres they like without paying a cent or subscribers, around $36 a year. This service introduces users to musicians who are similar to the artists users enjoy. The third question, why did MailChimp ultimately succeed with a freemium model, but Ning do not? Ning failed because they was not able to convert eyeballs into paying customers. In addition, the cost of adding additional users was not zero or close to it. The more free users Ning acquired, the more it cost the company. MailChimp could scale up much more easily without adding a lot of capacity and infrastructure, and consequently, its margin cost is as low as zero. Given the simplicity of its service, when compared to social networking. The fourth question is, what's the most important consideration when considering a freemium revenue model? The most important consideration is that marginal cost of servicing an additional free user must be close to zero. It also makes sense for a company where the value to its potential customer depends on a large network of users like Facebook. Other considerations to take into account include that subscribers' willingness to pay for subscription fee, which lies on solid customer value proposition required to attract initial users, even when the service is offered for free. Good long-term customer retention rates, and the product's capability to produce more value over time. Finally, the section of Vietnam implication. We had come to a conclusion of many lessons for Vietnam e-commerce. First, only if the marginal cost for additional customers is really low will freemium can be applicable to Vietnamese e-commerce firms. Second, the freemium revenue scheme makes sense only when the product is easy to use and has a very large potential audience, preferably in the millions. Third, and also the last, a solid customer value proposition is prerequisite. Once the firm has it, what revenue scheme to use is just an extra thing to consider to attract customers spending money in a more interesting and easier way. So this is also the end of our presentation. If you have any more questions, you can ask directly through the comments. And if you find that this video is interesting and helpful, you can subscribe. We really appreciate it. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.